My loves, I am delighted to introduce you to my little pop-up Christmas fair stalls, and there are 6 of them in the one kit. You've got chocolate, you've got wreaths, you've got cake, you've got mulled wine, toys and perfume, and each one pops up and you've got this background, this lovely decorative background. Then you've got the middle layer with your vendor selling their wares, and then you've got this front section as well, and the back looks like that. So if you want to write on that as a card, you've got a little writing space there, and you can fold those flat for mailing. You can gift them as a lovely elaborate card individually. You can gift them as a whole set. You can keep them yourself. They'll look great on a shelf, all displayed as decor. You can't see that, but I can, and they look really, really well. So let's have a look at how they're made. They're really simple to put together once you've got them cut out. If you're cutting on a Cricut machine, you need to remove the white paper, the white space, and you also need to remove this central bit here. Let's go and have a look, see how I put them together. So here are all my pages cut out. This is all 6 cards. I'm going to pop them off to one side. Let's go for the wine stall. Now I've scored mine, or mostly scored it. I've missed one. Of course I've missed one. Down this edge here. And you can see where the front changes into the side there, so you know where to score. And I'm going to fold all my pieces into the middle, like that. I'm going to stick my background piece on. Like this. And then I'm going to take my little wine connoisseur here. Then I'm going to glue this section here turn this over, butt it up, not dead into this back piece here. I want to allow a millimetre or so for this to be able to fold up nicely like that without this extra piece getting in the way. Then I'm going to flip this piece over, bring this piece down so I can have a look. Now you'll see that this tab here is overlapping this tab just a little bit. So when you come to glue this tab, don't go right up to the edge. In actual fact, you can bring that round like that so you can see exactly where you need to glue to. You need these 2 tabs to remain separate, even though we're gluing them both at the same time. There. And then bring this piece round. Don't worry at this point if this piece overlaps this piece a little bit. We're going to trim that off in a minute. I've allowed a little extra just for discrepancies. So when you've got that, open it up, squish it down the other way if you can. There we go. And you can see that I've got this little white edge here that I don't want. So we'll trim that off. Only takes a second. But I thought it was better for you to have too much than not enough, because on a small scale, when we fold and score and cut, things can be just a little bit off. So there we go. That's absolutely perfect. Now it folds flat both ways. Where's my little winemakers? Mulled wine, here we go. I've got my little title here. I'm just going to, this is the only thing I'm actually inking on this kit. Ink yours, but by all means, if you want to. Mulled wine, there we are. That's on kind of in the centre. Let's go for, this is a slightly different colourway, so let's go for the perfume. So again, folding everything into the middle. By now you're an absolute pro. So you see my folding is slightly off there, and by the time you build in a couple of slightly off folds, and this one is slightly off as well, then you get that discrepancy at the end, and that's that little white bit that we cut off, but it is no bother And here's one I didn't score as well. Fold that one to the inside as well. Now we can pop our background on, which to me it looks like a cat has walked on this. A cat did break into my studio. I don't like the cats in my studio for this very reason. But it's too late now. We're not going to see it, I don't think, by the time we've finished. Little paw print on the edge. How cute! Not. Little devils. Look at that. And we're folding these tabs. And then we're getting this glue on the tab on this side. Popping this over here like this. Giving ourselves a little gap here to allow for this fold. Then we can flip this over and we can flip this over, and you can see, oh, let's get this straight at the bottom, shall we? Let's do that. There we are, that's better. And I'm going to glue this section of this tab that's clear of this tab here. There. Bring this round. Again, I've got this slight overlap. Absolutely fine with that. Again, better to have too much than not enough. And fold it around the other way. I'm looking at the bottom here. I'm looking up there so I can see where straight is. There we go. And refold that down that way. And then when I come up, everything's sitting nicely and I can squash it flat this way. Trim this little bit of excess off. So it's all nice and neat. And there's our little perfumier. And let's ink this little edge here. And stick this in place. So you can see how quick it's been to actually construct these. By the time you've prepped, you're kind of 3/4 of the way there. There we are. Little perfume still thing. I'll put that a little higher. There we go. And here are all 6. Will they fit on camera all in one go? I'll have to do them in a tier like that. Here are all my 6 little cards all done. They're lovely. I love them. I hope you love them. Give them individually as Christmas cards. Give them as a whole set. Use them yourself for home decor. They'll look great on a shelf. Have loads of fun, my darlings. I will see you next time.